Please subscribe and like the video before continuing. Zoe Kravitz finally reveals why her mother divorced Jason Momoa. In a revelation that has Hollywood and fans buzzing, Zoe Kravitz has finally broken her silence about the heartbreaking truth behind her mother Lisa Bonet's shocking divorce from Jason Momoa. For years, the couple seemed like the epitome of love, strong, spiritual, and deeply connected. They walked red carpets hand in hand, spoke poetically about one another, and built a blended family that many admired. Yet, behind the scenes, the cracks were slowly forming, and according to Zoe, it was only a matter of time before the truth came to light. Now, for the first time, Zoe is opening up about the real reasons her mother walked away from a love that once seemed unbreakable. For decades, Lisa Bonet has been one of the most private stars in Hollywood. From her days on The Cosby Show to her bohemian life away from the spotlight, she has always preferred to keep her heart guarded and her personal life sacred. But her relationship with Jason Momoa was different. It was magnetic, passionate, and seemingly destined. Fans adored how the two described their love story as something written in the stars. Jason once said he'd manifested Lisa since childhood, admitting he'd been smitten since seeing her on television. They shared 2 children, Lola and Nakoa Wolf, and blended their family with Zoe, Lisa's daughter from her marriage to Lenny Kravitz. Together, they appeared inseparable. But as Zoe now reveals, not everything was as peaceful as it looked. According to Zoe, the divorce was not the result of one explosive event but rather a slow emotional drift that neither Lisa nor Jason could prevent. They just grew apart, Zoe said in a recent interview. My mom and Jason loved each other deeply, but love doesn't always mean you're meant to be together forever. Sometimes love is about knowing when to let go. Zoe's words reflect a maturity and empathy for both her mother and Jason, who have both publicly maintained mutual respect since their split in early 2022. Still, Zoe hinted that the separation came after years of subtle changes in both their lives and energies. Sources close to the family described how Lisa and Jason began leading different spiritual paths. Lisa preferred quiet, introspective living, spending time in nature, meditating, and embracing a slower pace of life. Jason, on the other hand, was exploding into global superstardom. His schedule as Aquaman and his involvement in large-scale Hollywood productions meant he was constantly traveling and surrounded by fame, noise, and pressure. They were no longer aligned, Zoe admitted. My mom has always been deeply spiritual, while Jason thrives on adventure and energy. For a while, they balanced each other beautifully, but over time that balance became a divide. Friends of the family echoed the same sentiment, noting that while their love was deep, their worlds were pulling them in opposite directions. Lisa found peace in stillness, Jason needed motion. It was not a clash of personalities but a divergence of souls. What Zoe revealed next, however, was even more emotional. There were a lot of tears, she said softly. They tried, really tried. They didn't want to fail their family or each other. But sometimes trying isn't enough when you evolve in different directions. Behind the scenes, the couple reportedly attended therapy, spiritual retreats, and counseling in an effort to rekindle what once came naturally. But despite the effort, the distance only grew wider. Lisa began retreating further from public life, while Jason found himself constantly on the move, filming projects around the world. Zoe also shared how the separation affected her personally. It's never easy watching people you love go through that kind of pain, she explained. But I'm proud of both of them. They handled it with grace, respect, and love. There was no scandal, no betrayal. Just 2 people choosing honesty over pretending. Yet, rumors swirled. Many tabloids speculated about Jason's Hollywood lifestyle, the demands of fame, and whispers of emotional exhaustion. Some suggested that Jason's rising fame created an imbalance in their marriage, that the man who once lived freely in the mountains of Topanga Canyon had become consumed by the machine of Hollywood. But Zoe insisted it wasn't about fame or jealousy. My mom's not the kind of person who competes with that world, she said. She's lived through fame, she knows what it brings and what it takes away. For her, it was more about peace, about being true to her soul. When that peace was gone, she knew it was time to walk away. Lisa's decision reportedly came after months of deep reflection. Jason, who had always described Lisa as the love of my life, was heartbroken but understanding. Their official joint statement in 2022 described their parting as a freeing of each other to be who we are becoming. It was poetic, almost spiritual, a reflection of their shared respect even in separation. Zoe also addressed how their family dynamic has evolved since. "We're still a family," she affirmed. "Jason will always be in our lives. He's my brothers and sisters' dad, and he's been in my life for so long. The love hasn't disappeared, it's just changed form." Indeed, Jason continues to support Zoe publicly, attending her premieres and cheering her on. When Zoe starred in The Batman, Jason proudly shared his excitement, proving that family remains stronger than labels. "That's what I admire most about them," a close friend shared. "There's no bitterness. It's just love redefined." Zoe also reflected on how her mother's journey has influenced her own approach to relationships. "I've learned that love isn't about possession," she explained. "It's about connection and freedom. My mom taught me that it's okay to let go when something stops nourishing your spirit." As for Jason, he has since been linked to other relationships but maintains a quiet reverence when speaking of Lisa. "We will always be family," he told reporters earlier this year. Always. Lisa, for her part, has kept her silence, embracing her reclusive nature and focusing on her children and inner peace. Those who know her best say she's content, stronger, wiser, and fully grounded in herself. For Zoe, this period has brought healing and reflection. "Divorce doesn't mean failure," she emphasized. "It means you're brave enough to be honest about what you need. My mom and Jason showed me that honesty is the highest form of love. Behind that wisdom, however, lies years of emotion, pain, and acceptance." According to insiders, Lisa and Jason's final months together were both heartbreaking and beautiful. They spent time reminiscing about their shared journey, celebrating the years they had together instead of mourning what was ending. Jason reportedly moved out of their family home before the official split but continued to visit regularly, maintaining a presence in their children's lives. "There was no anger," one source shared. "Just sadness and deep gratitude." The Hollywood world often thrives on scandal, but this breakup defied the typical narrative. There were no bitter interviews, no public feuds, just a quiet, mature ending to a love that had run its course. Zoe's decision to speak about it now offers closure for fans who had long wondered what went wrong between the couple who seemed perfect. Yet, in her honesty, Zoe also revealed the deeper truth about love itself: it evolves, it shifts, and sometimes, it requires letting go. "They still love each other," Zoe said, smiling. "Just differently now. My mom's happy. Jason's happy. That's what matters." As fans process her words, the story of Lisa Bonet and Jason Momoa serves as a poignant reminder that even the most beautiful love stories can have bittersweet endings. It's not about tragedy or betrayal, it's about transformation, acceptance, and the courage to move forward with grace. In Hollywood, where drama and division often dominate, Lisa Bonet and Jason Momoa's quiet strength, and Zoe Kravitz's heartfelt insight, shine as a rare example of love's truest form, one that honors the past while embracing the future.